I watch a new film every other day. Follow along for recommendations and reviews. Today, I just finished watching the movie titled Between Sisters that is streaming on Kayode Kasum's YouTube channel. Now, who else didn't know that Kayode Kasum had YouTube channel? I didn't till he announced it and I was like, eh? When did you get a YouTube channel? Well, he does. And this film is on there. Let me tell you something. I just finished watching the film now, and I just love when film gets sense. I love when film get head. It's just great. But at the same time, I cannot even say I'm surprised that the film is good. You people know if you're following the VDK Film Club, I'm so interested in us watching different things. And in watching different things, there's some names that we've now come to know and we've come to like. For example, Film Tribe, the ones that produced this film, they've done Ajo Shepo, they did Unclaimed, they did Egon. These are all films that we liked on the club. So when I saw that they were the producers of this one too, I was like feeling safe. And I saw the writer, Ife is the one that wrote What About Us, a film that we love in this club. I said, I don't know anybody in the cast apart from the girl named Osereme, and I know her from Saving My Mother that's on Beyond Steven TV, and we liked that film, and she did well in that film. Also, the film is produced by Heavens Obule. I've not seen anything on the VDK Film Club from Heavens, I don't think, but I know Heavens from social media, and he seems to be like a person that's like a producer, casting director, and from the things I've seen of him, he seems like he would offer quality. So I was interested to see what he would do with this kind of like package of people making it. I did not expect this film to be bad. If this film was bad, I would have been surprised. So when it ended up being good, I said, yes, this is the place of experience, of good things. When people have done good things and you just trust them and then they deliver on that trust, love it. What is the film about? It's about two sisters where they see life as all of us they see. One sister, one no jackpa, but they don't want to let her jackpa. They reject her left and right, her application, so they go anywhere. So she's struggling with that. The other sister is in the dating streets. She's in the trenches. You know, if I say the streets, we all of us know her streets day right now. So she did here, and we are kind of seeing her struggle with her love life and dating. And so the film kind of goes from there. It's just a story of two sisters dealing with different paths, and it's a story of faith. It's a story of this story has a message. It's this kind of people that have told you that made this film. How the film not go get message? The film get message. It gets sense. It's streaming free on YouTube. There's nothing not to watch. If you're looking for something just refreshing, new cast, new faces, young people that are giving us something, to come and see a new face, something different from just the usual like YouTube films. Not that YouTube films are bad because we've watched a lot of good ones, but again, just something different to add to your list. Check this film out. For those of us who have watched the film, I'm now going to start talking about this film with spoilers so that we can gist about it properly. So you can go and watch it and then come and join us for spoilers. For those of us who have watched, spoilers ahead in three, two, one. Let us go. All right, now we're in the spoiler section. Please, if you're going to write a comment that has spoilers, just write spoiler alert before you write your comments so that we don't spoil for people that have not yet watched it. All right, let's start this thing. The first thing I want to talk about is Dobra and her dating stories. That man that she goes on the date with that only buys fish fingers now makes her pay for the fish fingers. And now tells her that I will not buy anything more because you're already beginning to add weight. When you and I know that because if you afford nothing more than fish fingers. And he's now the one that I went to get engaged 3 months later. This is the girl, this is the man that she was crying for. Sometimes it's so sad because you can see how Boma is seeing it. And sometimes, even though I'm sure Dobra is kind of seeing it, but they have that conversation where Dobra is now like, oh, all the time I've invested, you know how hard it was to find this one before, like I found him, so I have to like hold on to it. Sometimes you're just in situations that are not favoring you at all. That the person is not even your person, and but because of how the streets are, because of how hard it is, you're now in a situation that you're not meant to be. Please always know that there is better outside. Trust me, there is. There's also, of course, the story of Boma that is now dealing with her own jackpot this thing. And again, one thing that kind of connects their two stories, Drobra and Boma, is this thing of opening your eyes to what is here, to what is around you. And I say that because Boma is so hell bent on leaving. She wants to leave. And I get it. I understand. Nobody that is Nigerian does not understand that Nigeria is hard. Like Nigeria get problems where if we start on Nigeria, well, I'm going to live here today. But at the same time, there is also work to be done. There's people that are prospering here. Some people, their life journey is meant to be in Nigeria. That is just the case. That like some people, that is it. And you can see in this film that like when she finally kind of just lets go of the jackpot idea and says, okay, let me just look at what is in front of me here. She's able to do the website for the project, and that is when the deal now comes that finally pays her in pounds, but also still keeps her here in Lagos with her sister. Do you know what I mean? When even Dobra finally looks, because the mark that she finally ends up being her love interest, that man has always kind of been around. But when she finally now like just looks at him, really looks, not from upstairs as he was saying, but like looks at him, well, that is when she now finally sees her man. Sometimes you have to stop looking and imagining, swiping, looking at daydreaming for the other side. Sometimes, what is ahead of you, like what is in front of you, rather, like what is around you, look at where you are and see, is anything here for me? Can I do something with what is already here? I think that's a very, very big message of this film. Also, speaking of McQueen, too, we hear of his own Japada story, that he went, and when he went to, he finally got the dream that Buma wanted. But he was talking about his own perspective, that he went, and when he was there, he was unhappy. He was able to now just find something that he was calling when he now spoke to God, was that he was meant to be in Nigeria. And because of the pain that he felt in the foreign place that he went to, he was able to now like full find his calling and be able to do something that helped. And the help is now what has is feeding him, that he brought it back to Nigeria. And from Nigeria, he's been able to now grow into the Europe, into the international places. Like, you just have to ask God, like, where am I meant to be? Not everybody's journey is the same. Some people, they will leave Nigeria and then it will benefit them. Some people, it is in Nigeria that they prosper. No be by force say everybody's story go the same. So you have to just really be asking God, like, what is my own path? Like, where am I meant to be? And follow the direction of the God. Don't be so stringent and like hell bent on the way that you want things. Also ask God, when you're asking God, God, please lead the way. Allow God to lead the way and be open to God leading the way. That is what I think this film is also saying, and I really love that message. Finally, of course, the biggest theme of this film is about sisterhood, about the sacrifices sometimes that we make for family. Because you even see that Dobra doesn't tell Boma that she actually turned down an engagement because the man did not want Boma to stay with them, which is a huge thing, and she didn't even tell Boma that. And even when they are both beefing themselves, we still see that Dobra is praying for Boma privately, Boma is praying for Dobra privately. Like, that sisterly bond, they never lose it. Even when they insult themselves, give bad words, they are always looking out for each other, the place of family. And it is in communication too between two of them that they are able to get opportunities. Like, it is Dobra that also, tells Boma, encourages her to do the website for the thing. Boma is the one, like, I don't know, the way they both just help themselves at the end of the day is what leads both of them to their blessings. You see how happy Boma is for Dobra when finally, her and Mark get together. Like, it's just lovely. And the power of sisters and the power of relationships and the power of family, like, it's a blessing. And hold on to your family, and just see, I loved this film. Like, I just really liked it. I like when film gets sense. I like when I sit down, I on film, and then the film gets sense. And then another thing, if you know me, you guys know, I like a film that does not drag itself unnecessary. This film, 1 hour, 3 minutes, they pass their message and they say we have done what we want to say. We have said what we want to say with our time. We don't finish. And I loved that. Just wonderful. If you've watched this film, I'm so curious to know what you think about it. So please let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, if you've watched this whole video and you have no idea who I am, my name is VDK. I'm the curator of the VDK Film Club, where every other day we watch something new and we just about it. Follow along. All right. Until the next film that I watch and the next video that I make, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.